largest podcast, the podcast that carries the network. Oh, dozens of listeners. The biggest podcast in Omaha, the only podcast in Omaha that anyone has ever listened to. I'm your host, Zach Peterson, and I really hope that anyone that helps produce this podcast doesn't listen to anything I say because it will go away real quick. I just hope they have a good time. The good people at Hurrdat one are very nice, and I am pleased to be their king. This is the Stop It with Zach Peterson. I am your host, Zach Peterson, the only podcast ever podcast. With me today is a Kansas City comedian. Please tell people who you are and why they should care.
My name is Carlos Chamon. I am a comedian and producer in Kansas City. And just all around swell guy, I think.
Yeah, I think so. As far as I know.
As far as,
I don't know what secrets lurk.
What's under the cupboard board, whatever.
Who knows? I mean, do you ever really know anyone?
No, that's what I was talking to my therapist. I don't think until they die, you don't even really know them.
Yeah, but do we even know ourselves?
That's why this is the number one podcast.
That's right. Questions like that. That's what the people of Omaha, Nebraska want to know. Is it possible to live an ethical life and know yourself?
Yeah, starting with solipsism is crazy, but I am here for it. I think that's why this is the only podcast in Omaha to ever podcast.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and normally, and that's not an uncommon way to start. To tell you the truth, a lot of the time I'm just funneling my weird depression through this podcast and spreading it like I'm disseminating it across the United States so other people can feel bad about everything.
See, I'm at conflict now because one of the things I hate the most is when people are like, "Oh, I could go to therapy, but I decided to do stand-up comedy instead." And here you are, you're like, "Oh, I could go to therapy, but I'm just going to podcast my way through it instead, dude."
The thing is, I go to therapy. And I do this, and I have a psychiatrist. So like I'm triple, we're triple teaming my fucked up head, and it's not
this is
going
the one that helps
good.
The most.
Yeah, it's not going great. I mean, I just emerged from a shell of depression for the past 2 months, and I'm not better for it.
No, you always think you're like, "Oh, I'm coming out the other side. Things are going to be good," and it's like they're not good. I'm just not as depressed.
Yeah,
this is the same. Yeah,
yeah. Still the ennui of podcasting. Great question.
Okay.
Why is everyone so negative all the time?
Oh my god! I don't know. I think it's because we're all bitch made. I think we're all cowards, and I'm coming through a bit of a depression loop myself. So I think I'm not the right person to answer this in an optimistic manner. I think we're all fucked.
Yeah.
Wait, can I say that?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay,
No. Like I may be the number one podcast in America.
Yeah, flex those muscles.
But no one listens to it, so no one knows what I'm saying or anyone's saying.
Yeah, I don't. I think why are people so negative on it? That's a good question. I think the truth is, I just think people don't eat real food.
Okay.
I think we eat too much fast food. Mm-hmm. This is me projecting, but I think if we all had less McDonald's value meals and lettuce every once in a while, we might be better.
Yeah, I think that wellness is a big deal, but it's also a lot of hard work. And also I think that a lot of the time we are ground into stumps of the person that we could be because we have so many commitments, work, money, relationships, everything, and then feeding ourselves and nourishing ourselves is almost an afterthought, right? Because it takes a lot of work and a lot of forethought, a lot of all that shit, and then but we also have to live. And that's really hard too.
Yeah, no, and it's like, I don't know how sequentially these episodes will come up, but when you were just talking with Claire and Blake, like we do consume, and I think everything we consume becomes a part of us. And I'm not just saying even food, you know, like the media you consume, the like, because it can't be healthy to listen to Bonnie Raitt's I Can't Make You Love Me 12 times in a row, you know. That's, it's going to cause some damage.
Right. And I think that that's something that, like, when I get into this depressive spiral, I look at my phone for hours, and it's just like, how many, you know, like, you don't think that watching someone fish will really damage you, but I think the amount of just TikToks, oh boy, I think that yes, that's another consumption. That's like, I saw a comic, Adam Caton-Holland, post about how like screens should be treated like junk food. You know, like they are something that like it makes us feel good, and they're not without joy and things, but like also like we can't subsist on them. Right.
You can't just be, dude, the other day I cried because I saw a video of a puppy breaking out of his, you know how they have those like gates that he like just climbed over it, and it made me so happy to see him be free. That I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, how is this affecting me? So I had to put my phone down for a second and then listen to Bonnie Raitt all over again, just 12 more times to feel better. Yeah.
It's pretty. I you know, we talked about this last episode a little bit, but like I think that there will become a time where we turn our backs on social media and we see it as a phase.
I hope so.
You know, and I think that. Maybe that the internet will exist in the same way TV does, where it is sort of it creates. There's different types of it, because I mean TV exists in a completely different way than it did 20 years ago, right? Because we had television that we'd watch. We'd have network television. You just watch it and it's just there, and then that's all it is. But now it's streaming. Now it's like on demand, and I think that. Maybe the internet will change how we consume it, and I think with all the AI slop and all the like, you know, deep fake shit, that we will change our relationship to it. Hopefully, at some point.
Think so. And you know what? I think that kind of goes back to that first question about why is everyone so negative. I think is ultimately the internet, because kind of going back to your point about TV. What was interesting about TV is that everyone had to watch the same thing. Right, whereas we have vastly different algorithms.
Yeah, there's no monoculture anymore.
Exactly, there is no monoculture. So I think because of that, we've lost touch of each other. And it's like, did you see this on your algorithm? It's like, no, I didn't. And it's like, oh, this changed my life. And it's like, oh no, dude, I get videos of guys fishing instead. You know, yeah. So yeah, I mean, but it's I hope you're right. I hope this changes, because I hate the way things are right now. Yeah. So we need internet to get boring again.
But can I tell you that my Instagram algorithm was hitting the other night? It was fantastic. Oh man,
just reel after reel.
Yeah,
it was gold.
It was really good, because like I have a lot of like. My algorithm it's a lot of fishing. It's also a lot of like just weird folks. You know, do you get down those rabbit holes where it's just like, here's a guy who lives in the forest alone. He's making popcorn in a boot, and I don't think he's all there. You know.
That's the one I get, is the guy who cleans the hooves of the horses.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That guy can't be right in the head. I love the content.
Oh yeah,
but for that to be your guy, like. But that's the thing. Everyone's a guy for something, you know, or girl, you know, and it's like, I don't think that we need the Hoof guy. Why do we need, you know, I mean, he's out there just fucking hooving these horses, and we're watching it for millions of views, you know?
That's right. I watched for 40 minutes people ranking frozen pizzas.
Which one won?
Oh, it was not
DiGiornos.
No, it was like this really high end one that was from a restaurant in Connecticut, where it's a very specialized one, and it was very expensive, and they're like, oh, this is great, it tastes like pizza, you know, like really good pizza. But out of the terms of like the big five, you know, like the big five, I want to say Red Baron, Tony's, Tombstone, DiGiorno, and Totino's. I think out of those, I think Red Baron was near the top. Okay. DiGiorno's didn't do very well. Tony's did pretty good.
Overrated. Tony's okay. That one would make sense. Yeah.
Oh, and Jack's. Jack's wasn't too great on there. I like Jack's. I think Jack's is in the top 3 or something.
I haven't had Jack's. I've had DiGiorno's too many times. And it's like a toxic relationship where I'm like, this time it'll be good, and then it's like it's not, dude. The sauce is weak, the dough is mushy and gross, and I can fuck DiGiorno. That's the official stance of the podcast now. Is fuck DiGiorno.
Yeah, I'm yeah, that's for sure. #1 rated podcasts in America. Over Howard Stern.
And we're saying, fuck the DiGiornos.
It's not delivery, it sucks.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it just sucks, dude.
That's right. Okay, good. I always have to talk about frozen pizzas. Ever since I got that high cholesterol thing, I haven't had one, and I just think about them all the time.
Dude, I have GERD, so I can't really have pizza. Dude, it's a nightmare. So, like, if I do have pizza, I have to, like, take, like, 3 omeprazoles and just pray to God. Oof. And otherwise, I'll just wake up with, like, just the worst heartburn of my life. And, like, it's like all my sins caught up with me, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's no good. The tricks that God plays on us.
I know, dude, and I love pizza.
I know. Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. And I think everyone should be tolerant.
Yeah, I love lactose, actually.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. What is one belief that you feel like you've outgrown?
One belief that I feel like I've outgrown. I mean, I used to think sports were art.
Interesting.
And now I think sports are children's games, and it's ruined sports for me because they're all wearing their widow uniforms and they're going on their widow games, and you know, and people get so mad about it, like, because look, I grew up playing soccer, right? So,
right.
Especially like in Latin America, like soccer is like a religion, and so that was my like upbringing. It was just like this is amazing. But then you go to a country like here that doesn't care about soccer that much, and you're like, am I the idiot? Like, why do I like these guys who are just like throwing themselves on the ground and just be like,
yeah.
So I stopped following sports like a few years ago, and I'm all for the better.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Word. Fuck. You know what really sucks is Noam Chomsky being in the Epstein files. Because I love Chomsky, like growing up.
How are we bringing this back? This is great. I love it.
but like when I think about sports and I think about sort of the criticism of sports, I think about what Chomsky says. Like it's a teacher of a tribalistic mindset. You know, it's a way for us to create the in and out groups in almost an entertaining way. Can you separate the thought from the thoughtist? But I don't know. But I've always thought of that. I'm a big sports fan. I'm a big football fan. I think about it as a TV show, you know, as completely entertainment. I feel like people go too far, and they encapsulate their personality into it. And they go but I think of like, you know, Game of Thrones. We have emotional connections to Game of Thrones characters.
Totally.
You know, and we're like, oh shit, that, you know, Hodor died. I'm sad. You know, it's sort of like, well, my team lost. I'm sad. You know, and your team can't always win because that's a bad show. That's a badly written show. Right. You know, but I try to approach it in the same way, where if I watch it and something that happens that I didn't really like, then I'm just like, oh, the story.
Oh, the writers.
Yeah. The story's going to a different direction. Maybe it's a down year for them, and maybe that's a part of a redemption arc.
Sure, I like that. See, that makes me feel like I could get back into sports with that mentality. Because my issue with sports is kind of like the tribalistic element, kind of like how you mentioned, because I like players. So, like, an example I like to give people is that, like, I grew up being a Chicago Bulls fan. Like, I love the Bulls. I would just follow them everywhere. There was a year, I want to say maybe it was like 2018 or 2019, where the Timberwolves were basically the 2016 Bulls because they had the same coach and they had like the same players. And it was like, not all of them were exactly the same, but they had like 4 out of the 5 were like the same team that were in the Bulls.
Yeah.
And so I loved the Timberwolves. And I remember my brother was like, why are you changing teams? And it's like, it's not that I'm changing teams. I like players. And if the players move to a different team, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop liking those players.
Right,
you know?
right.
But I feel like because of the tribalistic element of sports, there is a sort of like, it's unbecoming to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna support this other team just because they have people I like. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's just sort of chasing the narrative that's more compelling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I mean, if these are all stories, and that's, you know, if you view the NFL as like a universe, like a Marvel universe, you know, you can't be like, well, I thought you liked the Hulk, you know. It's like, no, I like the big story that it's
The
telling,
overarching thing. Yeah.
and because, you know, I feel, you know, like it exists in the world, and there's the social complexities of politic in sports, you know, like Kaepernick, or like the like people outspoken against, like, you know, in like politically a way I don't agree with, you know, I'm like, oh, those are now the villains, you know, and stuff like that. And I think people take it too far, and they, you know, like, fuck that. And it's like you got to enjoy the journey of it, you know, and you know, but if someone's like, it's, you know, and if someone criticizes it, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. There's a bunch of shit that I like that I know other people don't like, and it's like, that's okay. That doesn't take away from my enjoyment of it.
Exactly.
You know, no one has to like everything I like. If that's the case, it'd be a lot harder to buy
they're
stuff.
idiots for not liking it, but they're entitled to be idiots. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, and that's the problem. Like NBA, I want to get into basketball. I enjoy playing basketball, and I enjoy like watching. Like I'll watch, like Nebraska went to the Sweet 16 for the first time ever this year.
Nice, yeah.
Or like UNO, University of Nebraska Omaha, was in the you know, March Madness last year for the first time ever. And like I'll watch that, and I'll, you know, but it's very hard to watch the NBA without a team and without like understanding the larger narrative of it,
the history of it all. Sure, totally.
Right. And when you just jump into it and you're like, now this is my team, it seems fake and it seems false,
disingenuous. Totally.
Right. It has to have like the rooting interest, or like the rich, complex understanding of the narrative.
Yeah, there's a term in Latin America. It doesn't really translate well to English, but it's like more of a sports term, that it's cold chest. It's basically being heartless. And it's like having a sports opinion like that, it would be, you have a cold chest because you don't have the passion for it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, to your point, like someone has to, someone starts somewhere, right? So it's like, maybe you just have to choose your team and just learn and see it, and then it'll grow with you. But I could see why it would feel disingenuous, because you're like jumping into this, you're jumping in season 17. Right. And it's like, you got to catch up. And like, I'm sure season 17 is still great, but like there's 16 seasons that you weren't catching up on, you know?
Well, and that's why like season 1 of The Office is fine. But when you get to season 5, you have 5 years of developing these characters and understanding why that's funny, you know? So like, that's, you know, it's another like sort of strike in the, like, treating it like a television show, treating it like the characters.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're watching, and it depends, right? Because like, what, season 9 of The Office, not so great, but that's okay. TV doesn't have to bat 100, right? Like, not all seasons are going to be great. And I mean, that's kind of, that's a really good point too, with like TV writing and stuff too, because I feel like nowadays TV shows are so short, we don't get to have that like, oh, season 5, they really hit their stride. It's like they got to start right off the bat. Season 1 bangers, and if it's not there, it's canceled. Where it's like kind of like I think of like The Office, I think of like Parks and Rec, I think of those shows that like season 1 is fine. You know, it's not, it's serviceable, it's fine, but it's really after that they started to become what they became, and I don't think we give shows that opportunity anymore.
No, because the how they're made and why they're made is completely different. Because you know, before it was like, let's sell ad space at the commercials, and if we can still do that, we can give it a few seasons if we're still, you know, they're still making money in that. But you know, and maybe it's slow, like Seinfeld didn't go until like the 3rd or 4th season when people started paying attention. You know, now if like no one watches it on, you know, Netflix, like, okay, well then why would we do it again? It doesn't matter.
And that's a good point about the ad space, because now that a lot of these shows are for streaming, they don't really have to go for ads, right? I mean, obviously streaming services do have ads, but they're not designed with that in mind anymore. It's more about the ownership of the content. And the releasing
of the new series is an event for people to keep their subscription or to have a subscription. because that's how they make their money.
Right, and that's why they drop it all at once too, with the binge watching model and stuff like that. Whereas before it was like a weekly, and I miss that. That's why there's some shows now that like they have the weekly release schedule, and I think that was such a beautiful thing, just being able to like week by week with your buddies, just be like, what's gonna happen? This is my theory, whatever. But now it's like you said, it's an event. The whole thing drops, and it's like, did you watch it? No, okay, don't tell me yet. Don't tell me yet. Whatever. Right. I miss good TV.
Yeah, we used to have Lost parties.
Yeah, dude, they used to have Game of Thrones parties too. Yeah,
that shit was tight. Yeah, now it's, and that's another way of community disappearing.
Yep.
Exactly. Of us who was just all insulated, doing it ourselves, individualized.
Maybe it was a good idea to start with solipsism. We're kind of bringing it back all the time.
Right. I don't even know what that question was about. Spell opaque.
OPAQUE.
I'm impressed.
Was that right?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. That's very impressive because, like, for one, it's not like I don't even know how to say it for the longest time.
OPQ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you have a dream car?
A dream car. I used to like the Aston Martin V12 Vanquish that James Bond drives in Tomorrow Never Dies. I can't remember, but it was a silver one, and it was a beautiful car. That's the only time I ever was like, "That's my car right there." Yeah.
Are you
also?
car?
I'm not really a car guy. That's why. But
Yeah.
I think my theory is I like that car because I like James Bond, and the car has gadgets. So
Right.
I feel like if I were to see the car in real life, I'd be like, "What do you mean it can't like shoot me out? Like, does it have an ejection seat or like a machine gun in it? Like,
Well, it's a dream. You can have whatever you want.
So that would be my dream car. I would like that Aston Martin, but with the gadgets. I don't want it to just drive. I want to be able to commit war crimes. That's that's the end game here.
Yeah, right. I get it. Yeah, I would like the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't know. I've never been a car guy. And I'm thinking functions and all that stuff. My dream car would just be one with a chauffeur.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe like it doesn't have to be a big car. It's like I can take a nap.
Yeah, but someone else handles it for you. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I was actually just thinking about that because, like, as a comedy producer, like, you might relate to this. I had to buy a new car last year, and I specifically had to get a car that could carry enough chairs.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my dream car. Was like I didn't need something flashy. I was like, can this baby put 40 chairs in it?
Yeah,
that's my car. Let's go.
What kind of car?
It's a Nissan Kicks. It's like a small SUV.
Yeah. I got something very similar. I got the Hyundai Kona, which is a small SUV.
Yeah. Dude, they're great. Sponsored by comedy, baby. Come on.
exactly. Thank you, Don't Tell Comedy.
Yeah, thank you
for making me think about trunk room
and the value of trunk space. Yeah,
I had a SUV, like a full size SUV, for a while, Nissan Rogue, and that was just like so much space. I was like,
too much. Baby.
Yeah, I was like, I'll put fucking 60 chairs in here. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, dude, we're gonna do 100-seaters everywhere.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could just have a truck, and then a trailer that's already filled.
Oh my god, I think about that all the time because I like to keep my stuff in my car. Like I have 20 chairs on me and a sound system at all times.
Wow, yeah,
and my light equipment, so I can put on a little comedy show wherever I want. But the thing is that like I just wish I didn't have to do that with my personal car, and I could just have. I wish I had two cars.
Yeah.
My comedy car that's preloaded, and then my like street car, and then I could just take the comedy car to the venues and just whatever, just leave it there. And then have my street car, and I don't have to like the other day I went on a date and I had to go and pick her up, and I was like, what am I going to do with my 40? I can't like show up to the date with like, sorry about the 40 chairs, Like,
yeah.
And so you have to put them away, and then dude, it's a nightmare.
I had to unload my car before coming here.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay. I just didn't want 40. Oh, it's actually 30. They had 10 chairs there, so I'm like, what's a day off?
Dude, yes. light on the work, baby. Come on.
Yeah. When a venue has chairs, you're just like. It's like
that's my biggest thing, dude. Every time I do venue outreach, I'm like, "But do you have chairs though?" And they're like, "Yeah, we have something." I'm like, "Good. All right, let's make this work."
It's an easy day for me. Yeah, it's got to load a PA system. Yeah, fun stuff. All right, what is this? Oh, it's a big one. God.
We don't like it.
It's a joke one that's like, it's not funny. But, you know, I wrote these and now they're not always great. Is there a book that you would like to be seen turned into a movie?
There's a comic book called Saga.
Okay, I'm familiar.
And it was specifically designed to be a comic book that's unadaptable to movies or television.
Right.
So I would like to see someone just try. And
yeah.
they would fail because I mean, like, I don't know if you've read it too much.
I haven't read it, but I know
like
about it.
it's insane. It has these, like, at one point they go to a planet that has giant babies with tiny dicks. Like, how do you adapt that to television? I want to see. Yeah, this is great. They have like beer can shaped planets and stuff. Like, how do you even do any of this? So I would like them to try adapt Saga. Also, that goes to show that I'm not a big reader because my answer is like a comic book instead of like, oh, dude, I wish they would do Dante's Inferno. You know?
Yeah. Is there like a movie that you've read the book of that you were like they missed the mark or that was great? Like, have you been the person that's like, the book's actually better? Have you been that person?
Oh, totally. I like it when it's the opposite though. Like, I think of like I'm gonna sound like such a normie right now, but the Marvel movies on average are way better than the comic books.
I believe it.
Like, I was thinking of like when they announced that they were going to do Civil War, 10 years ago or whatever. And I was like, please don't. That comic book is dog shit. And then the movie was fine. And I was like, hey, good for them. You know, like they were actually to glean something pretty good out of it when the comic book was just this bloated mess, you know, fuck Mark Miller. And you can quote me. And I'm the only one who fucking means that. All right.
Yeah. Mark Miller and DiGiorno, not welcome.
Not welcome. You're out, dude. But I think there's something to say that I feel most adaptations the book is better. That's why I really celebrate the adaptation that is better than the book. You know, because it's different venues. Also, like, books are so long sometimes, and like you can't fit that all into a 2-hour movie. And sometimes, it shows that maybe the book didn't have to be that long, dude. Like, think of like It, dude. Do we really need that like sequence where they're running the train on the girl, dude? Like, that was,
yeah. I mean,
they cut it for the movie, and we're all for the better.
We're all. I mean, they cut it for the book. No, everyone would probably be for the better too.
Yeah.
There's a few, like there's one book that like I specifically think about when people, because I'll mention this movie and people are like, oh, that sucked, dude. You know, or like Into the Wild.
Into the Wild. I don't think I know Into the Wild.
It's Emil Hirsch. Jocelyn, do you know Into the Wild? Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, it's a movie. It's about this kid that like goes into the wild and he dies. Like a survival guy. He goes into Alaska. He's like this, you know, like a very Jack Kerouac, like, you know, type where people watch the movie and go, that kid's dumb. Like, why do you do that? Because he was like from an affluent family and all this other stuff. And then, you know, he's just like, but the whole point of the book is to be, no matter how good of a person you are, no matter how much you like respect and commune with nature and everything, nature's an unstoppable force that will crush you.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the book, right? That's the book. And like the lessons that we take from this is that like no matter what, no matter how much we romanticize nature, it is a force and it crushes us. And the movie's just like, isn't it cool to be one with nature? You know?
Oh,
like,
no,
yeah,
that's
it's like
not what we meant.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's the one sort of book that's like, hey, you completely got that one wrong. So
oh god, no. I mean, I was thinking about that the other day because I was thinking of Lolita. Because obviously pedophilia is bad. Hot take, I know.
Right.
But the book is like, that's kind of the point, right? Like the protagonist is obviously a creep and a pedophile and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the book never goes like, isn't it cool what this guy's doing? Like
sure.
The whole time it's like, we're letting this happen? Like, is this really, look at all these people that are okay with it. Like, this is where reality is. Or like, what's that movie that just came out? Wuthering Heights?
Wuthering Heights, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I obviously haven't watched the movie or read the book, but I was talking to someone who did both, and they were like, yeah, in the book, it's meant to be this whole commentary, and then the movie is just flashy romance.
Right.
Well, that's a bummer. We feel like we missed the point.
I think you bring up something that's interesting about the, like, villains being villains. Have you paid attention to any of the discourse around One Battle After Another?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I was talking to my friend about this. I've never seen a Paul Thomas Anderson movie before.
Really?
I know, never.
Wow.
Not even Boogie Nights. Wait, that's a lie. I did see one. There will be blood. Yes.
Yeah. Which I would think is up near the top. About,
it was great. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I liked One Battle After Another, and I think there's some. I'm not going to get into the discourse around it because it'd be a really one-sided conversation. Did you hear about this thing? But like, it's one of those things where it's like, there's criticism of a character being bad, and it's like, well, that's because they're bad. Like, we should, like, imagine, like, and also I've had a conversation with people where they're like, like, these movies are hard to watch and they're bad movies because of it. And they're talking about Taxi Driver and A Clockwork Orange, both very disturbing movies. But since when does art supposed to make us feel good all the time?
Yeah, and it's also a portrayal of something is not necessarily an endorsement of it.
Right.
And that's kind of to your point about, like, villains have to be villains because they're villains. And if you write a villain into a show or a movie or a book or anything, that doesn't mean you're like, hey, look at this fucking guy, isn't this sick?
Right.
But also, I mean, that does go to show a lot about, like, I think of stuff like the Joker, where, like, there's this, like, cult of personality around that they kind of, like, deify these beings, and it's like, no, dude, I think it's very clear that this is a bad guy. Like,
yeah, I think there's a lot. There's that anti-hero thing where people are like, oh, like, Michael Myers is pretty cool, the Joker's pretty rad. It's like, they're the villain, they're supposed to be bad, and people that gravitate towards that, I think there's some people that just don't get it, and no one's ever just going to get it. But I think if, like, we use Taxi Driver as an example, you ever seen Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
Like, I think the idea of Travis Bickle and Robert De Niro's character in that, I think that's one that's resonates specifically now about isolation and violence and all this other stuff. I think that now that's a very prescient movie, even though it was made 40 years ago.
Totally. And I mean, I think it's a huge commentary on, like, power fantasies, because who doesn't wish that they could just, like, be this hero? Because in his head, obviously, Travis Bickle's a hero, right? He's out there saving all these, like, prostitutes and stuff like that, and it's like, but it's complicated, and it's not like that. But people just gleam the, like, but in the end, I think maybe, you know what? This is making me appreciate life in a more positive way. Maybe humans are predisposed to see the good in stuff, and that's why we can even see the good in stuff like Travis Bickle or the Joker. Because we're like, there's got to be a human under there, even through all the, like, fucked up shit. Like, and that's why when they do good stuff, we're like, see, they was in there all along. You know?
Right. Yeah, finding terrible people, be like, actually, they got some good stuff. Humans are complex.
Yeah. Which means they're good. Yeah. Just to totally go the other way. It's like we're losing the nuance.
Yeah, instead of finding, like, yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. What celebrity have you been told you look like?
Michael Cera. And I disagree.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see that one.
I don't see it at all. I also got the guy from, I forget what his name is. He's the gay roommate in Broad City. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah. He's I forget what his name is, but I drunkenly DM'd him one night, and I was like, "Am I you? Are you me? Like, where does the line end?" And he left me on red. So I don't think he agreed. Do I look like him or no? Not at all? Okay, I'll take it. Good. I don't like how she's laughing, though, so that makes me think it is. Because, here, let me pull him up, dude. This guy is...
Okay. You can put it on the screen. I'll see it.
Okay. Oh, is that right?
Maybe. Okay. Because I have a few that you may need to look up. I'm seeing a lot of different faces, so I don't know.
Exactly, that guy.
No.
No. Yeah, good. I don't think so either.
It's closer to Michael Cera.
It's closer to Michael.
It's closer than Michael Cera, but it's not dead. No, I don't have one for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I have one, which is a good thing. I think.
Right.
I gotta, yeah. What'd you get?
My brother keeps saying Joxer the Mighty, which is a Xena warrior princess character. I think it's like Sam Raimi's brother. And my wife says Christian Slater, but she's high. she has her version of me, I think, is a much more romanticized version than anyone else would have.
Fair, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm glad
like
you think that.
Yeah. I mean, like, good. I married the person who is wrong, but in a good way. Yeah. So, I mean, those are the two that I've gotten. I've gotten all sorts of ones. I've gotten Matt Damon before.
Matt Damon, that's a good one to get, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was younger too. I think that my face has gone wrong, but yeah, I mean, it's so weird, like how people like. Like their perception of you is so different than your own. The one that I do agree with, and Jocelyn, if you'll look this up, it's Steve McQueen from the DVD cover of The War Lover.
The War Lover.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, dude. Yeah. Throw in the mustache and stuff, dude.
Yeah, but that's it. Just that one picture. Because
still Steve McQueen.
Yeah, I've said that, and people go, "Oh, fucking no," And I was like, "But that one, there's that one picture of him.
It's good enough."
Yeah, it looks like me in my 20s. Okay, do you have a favorite painter?
I like Rothko. I think I'm very basic because no, Rothko isn't basic. He's just simple, and I think there's nothing wrong with.
Tell me about Rothko. I'm not.
Rothko is basically exploration of color. So a lot of his paintings will just basically be like red square, yellow square.
Okay, I think I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, and like one of his paintings is just like blue, but it's so hard to explain because what he does with color, like that painting, is so blue. Like I can't even like if you just look it up online, it's not even like you got to see it in person to be like, dude, this is the bluest painting I've ever seen. So I like that kind of surreal, almost like, to me, it's more what does the painting bring out of you rather than like what the painting is bringing on its own. So that's why I kind of like Rothko. I like pieces of art that move me. Yeah, it's because it's all about me in the end. So I want something that will trigger it, like, and bring that out. And his paintings are so simple and just evocative that I think Rothko rips.
That's interesting. And I think it's interesting to sort of like art going down to like sort of the studs, the basic version of like color. Yeah. And, and that's it. And it's like, instead of like form, using the color.
Right, exactly. And like all these shapes and like, oh, what did he paint? No, he just painted two squares, but they're deep.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I've never gotten into a lot of that kind of stuff, but I find that understanding of it compelling to where it would make me understand it better and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, I think there's two things about art. I think either art sometimes brings something to the table on its own that you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then sometimes art drags something out of you to where it's like, it reminds me of like taking psychedelics where like the drug never shows you something that isn't already there. Because like I don't believe in a bad trip per se. I just think a bad trip is you being confronted with things that you were not maybe prepared to deal with at that moment.
Oh,
presumably because you're high, which is understandable. Right. Like you're not like you don't have your britches upon you, so like it can be a little complicated. But in the end, like every time I've talked to someone like, oh, I had such a bad trip, I'd be like, what happened? And they'd be like, well, I was high, and then I remember like my dad died. And it's like, well, yeah, you're gonna have a bad trip after that, dude. Like, that's a bummer,
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like the similar thing about art is that like sometimes it brings stuff to you, other times it pulls it out.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a good observation about the trip. Once I just cried a lot. And then I felt great afterwards, but also like it's sort of unlocking something.
Exactly.
Something was unlocked. It was locked up, and now it's not.
Right, yeah, exactly. And sometimes what it unlocks can be like, dude, I should take more walks. You know, like
Right.
other
Right,
times it's like I should get my life together, figure out. And other times it's like, wow, man, I need to drink more water. Like this is
I need to focus on my relationship with my dad.
yeah, I gotta call him up. I gotta figure this out, dude. Yeah, I can work out once a week. You know.
Yeah. I've talked about this before, but mine's Goya. I like Goya a lot.
Goya rips,
just
yeah.
because of the story behind the artist,
Yeah.
which is another part of like art that you can enjoy is like what's the artist going through? How did this come from? All that, and I also like I really love, and I think this is a pretty hack answer, but I love Nighthawks by Edward Hopper or Hooper. The diner scene.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I like that one a lot. And like what that's because that's in the like 40s during World War II, and it's supposed to represent like everyone being like real unsure about things.
Oh, I never knew that's what that painting meant. I thought it was more like, what's his name? The guy who does just mundane life. Oh my God, I forget what his name is. Anyways, all this to say, I didn't know that that's what that painting was supposed to evoke, and it makes sense because it is kind of like. It's like sad coded painting for sure.
Right.
You hear something's off.
Yeah, it's like a change. I mean, it's the world shifting from the 40s from like because that's when people started living in cities more, and then there's these like shifting morality of the world and then the shifting World War II and like under the time of war and people just existing within all of these things, and it just seems like I've fucking been in a diner and just being like, oof, at the middle
your
of the
phone,
night.
you get a phone notification. You're like, we did what to what? Like, oh God, okay,
Right. And
Let me just have my biscuits and gravy now.
People are reading the paper at the diner and just like, oh yeah, still have to live.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Still have to consume.
We have one more question, so please plug your stuff.
I'm at just Carlos Chamon on all social media platforms. I also produce a Don't Tell Comedy in Kansas City, so come hang out with us. And yeah,
awesome.
Easy plug.
I want to end on a lighthearted one.
You got 4. You're like, no, this is too heavy.
Yeah. It's like because I mean, like this is supposed to be a comedy podcast, but sometimes we get into good conversations about things that aren't exactly funny.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find one.
You just throw them back in.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's see. How tall? How tall do you think I am?
Well, I'm 5'7". I say you're 6'2.5".
That's dead on.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'll go 6'2", 6'3", depending on who I'm trying to impress.
Oh yeah,
You know
fair,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah, because I'm 5'7.5", but I do 5'7" to seem more humble.
Yeah.
But on dating apps, I'm 5'8".
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh,
dude.
100. Yeah. And plus, the half doesn't seem. I mean, because if you say like I'm 6'2.5", that seems like you're trying to add on.
Exactly.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That seems disingenuous, but like if you just round up, it seems less disingenuous.
Exactly. It's just, I didn't know exactly how, it was. But the thing is, too, is also, I think especially, this is a sore subject for me as a short guy, because if I say I'm 5'7.5", then people think I'm shorter than 5'7", because they're like, oh, you're really hanging on to that half, aren't you?
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, no, but it matters. So that's why I just say 5'7", and then if someone, I've had people come up to be like, I'm 5'7" and I'm shorter than you, and it's like, yeah, I know, but that's because whatever, dude. I'm not gonna be like honest and be like, I'm 5'7" and 3 centimeters,
Right.
like
Right. And how often are we measuring ourselves?
exactly,
Like
never. Well, it depends on what you're measuring.
Yeah.
But because that could be pretty often. Just be like, has it gotten smaller? No, it's the same size, but it feels smaller. But that's how I feel about my height too. I feel like I get short. Also, I have bad posture, so I have to get that. But no, yeah, 6'2.5". That feels good for you. I'm glad I got it right.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's one of those. You ever go to the 7-Eleven and they have the things?
Oh, they do?
On the door. Oh, on the door they have like things. And I assume it's because when people either steal or rob, that when they leave the door, they have a good way to measure where they are. Because it's it's always like 5, 6, 7 feet. And so I, like I'm always like, well, it's about, that's the only time I measure myself besides for the doctor's office.
Right. The last time I got measured was when I got arrested. Because they put me with the thing in the thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, I got arrested for accidentally stealing from a gas station. Because I feel like nowadays when you say you got arrested, people automatically be like, what the fuck did this guy do?
Yeah.
But no, I just forgot to pay for Trulies at a gas station. And,
and
they got me on camera, and I wasn't even thinking. I just walked out with it, and then your boy got booked,
Right.
But that's the last time I got measured. Thanks, KCPD.
And on that, we will end our episode. You've been watching Stop It. You've been listening to Stop It. You've been doing something. And now you can stop it. Thank you so much.